How's it going, everybody, and welcome to the Minute Channel. So, I've been trying to do this review for a minute here regarding the Persona 3 movies. I mentioned it's actually quite a bit of time that I was intending to do this. However, I was trying to do this correctly, especially because Atlas does like to claim some footage when it comes to things like the anime and stuff like that. So, you won't see any footage pertaining to Persona 3D movies, unfortunately. So, I know some people I know you probably see them on YouTube. People upload them, but I'm looking for this content to stay in the channel. So by doing this, I'm hoping that it won't be taken down. So let's go ahead and jump right into the review of Persona 3, the movie number 1, Spring of Birth. So first of all, one of the things right off the bat that I actually want to praise this movie for is one, giving a lot of story background to a lot of the characters. They did a lot of things like adding additional background to the main protagonist, giving him a little bit more of a personality. Yeah, he's still pretty much a blank slate, but you can see the progression, especially through the first few movies, as far as like how his personality evolves from the beginning of the movie to the second movie and so on. But again, this is particularly to the first one. The story pretty much takes place about the first quarter of the story, which that actually made me a little bit worried as far as how they were going to handle the pacing in the movie. However, the movie just flows pretty well. I feel like as far as the best animation or the best animated works that Atlas has done so far, Persona 3 really stands at the top, or if not one of the ones on the top. This movie particularly did a pretty excellent job as far as like the introduction of new characters, just showing everybody. The storytelling is pretty good. Overall, I will say if there's one thing that I will kind of nitpick is sometimes it does kind of drag into a lot of the funny moments, and I'm not even saying that they are super funny, but you can tell that the movie is trying to be almost like a comical relief in a sense of, although it is a Persona style of storytelling, it also does feel a little bit forced, because especially this trilogy of movies of four, I don't know what you call the four movies do move in a direction that are pretty sad, but this one particularly, the first one, does have some moments that are like almost like too funny for Persona 3, which is kind of funny. I wouldn't say necessarily it's a bad thing, but it does reflect kind of poorly as far as like if you watch the first movie and then watch consequentially the other three movies, it does feel like it feels like a little bit out of place. It's still really good, honestly. Like as far as like storytelling and just watching the movie itself is fantastic. I will say one of the things that really do bother me is the fact that, one, there is no dub for these movies, and two, they're really hard to find, to the point that you will probably shell out some money or like maybe watch them on YouTube or something. It's really just really well made. The movie's definitely a watch. If you haven't already, definitely check it out. And now I will say this, and I think this is the same thing that I mentioned on both the manga reviews that I've done and other anime reviews that I've done for the series. I don't still think that the movie or the anime is a good substitute for the games. You do miss out a lot of things, especially on this one, because it is trying to showcase the different activities that you do throughout the day with your friends or going to school, that kind of stuff. And this particular movie does focus more on the actual story, so you don't really get to see a lot of the other Persona experiences or anything like that. So it does feel a little bit on that kind of like, it does miss some aspects that a lot of people will expect in that regard. Overall, the animation is actually the best animation that we had on a Persona animated movie or TV show or anything like that. It is extremely well done. The color palette with the greens and the blues and all these different colors that they kind of match together, it's fantastic. It's really well done. There is enough of the artistic value from the Persona series. At the same time, you can tell that a different artist team worked on this. You can definitely see there's different work on it, but the character design isn't changed too much. It's still very much recognizable to the different characters, and there is still feel enough artistic representation here, that it does feel like it is a different artist, so there's some artistic freedom to do their own choices as far as like what they want to do and everything. It's a good in between just having just copying the art and having a different artist do their own art. There's a good combination between those two in here. Overall, the animation, again, like I said, is really really good. The fights feel really well choreographed, so there's a lot of moments where you're like, damn, like I saw that on the game, but seeing it on as an anime movie, it's really cool. Actually, I really particularly like the way that they summoned their personas. Whenever they do summon the persona and everything, those cutscenes are really really well made, and consequently throughout the entire story, whenever you see them on Tartarus fighting or anything like that, and they're like doing the gun and everything, it's still really well done. Like I really just love the work that went into this. It does feel really high budget. It does feel like they did a pretty good job with kind of like working on it. So I really appreciated that. I thought that it was really well made. Overall, I will say this is gonna be sitting at a 9 out of 10 for me as the first movie. I think they did a pretty good job as far as establishing the canon, the story. The animation is superb, is fantastic, and it does have a lot of the good Persona moments that I quite love and enjoy of the series. I love the redesign that they did for Makoto Yuki, main protagonist. It is slightly redesigned, but it's still enough to that one is recognizable, but at the same time is also recognizable that they did some reworking on his character. So 9 out of 10 for this one. I'm definitely going to continue to review the rest of these movies. I do have to just go through them and rewatch them again because it's been a while since I've rewatched them. But so far, the movie series is really good. Strongly recommend them if you haven't already watched them. Again, they are kind of expensive to find if you want to like own them physically and everything, but you can rent them on Amazon Video for like $2.99 or something like that. So that's what I did. I just rented it for. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this, guys. If you're new, please consider liking and subscribing. Have you seen these movies? What do you think about them? Let me know in the comments below. If you're new, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.